Recording. No fucking ads, no fade, no nothing. Y'all are being weird.
You don't want to do your ads?
His name is Arik. It's right there.
Have you looked at my picture? I think weird's the only thing my character is capable of doing.
I guess this is a welcome back to episode, 4, I think, of Rogue Trader stuff.
We had a dialogue episode.
There was that dialogue episode. You just skipped it. You missed nothing.
Except all the dialogue and world building and character information, and you're still gonna get more dialogue, by the way.
I have enjoyed your...
I still have a whole lot more dialogue to go talk to. Like, we're gonna go talk to Jocasta right now.
Because this is a story game.
Fucking goddamn it.
But I think this is the last person we need to talk to?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Oh well. Hi, Jocasta. Who are you?
Fucking son of a bitch.
We said I'm reading this, aren't we?
Yes.
Board captain. That's it.
How did you come to serve on my flagship?
I come from the noble Solderback family of the capital world of Darganus. I dare say that our house is renowned for its loyalty and strict adherence to the law, and the members of my family have been your faithful enforcers for centuries. I am honored to be the 6th master at arms named Solderback to serve on this ship.
So why are you here instead of just basking in luxury on Dargonius?
Because of my cousin. I cannot stand him, but the feeling is mutual. We can hardly be in the same room together, so I jumped at the opportunity to become your enforcer. I should thank my obnoxious cousin for nudging me towards the best decision of my life. I serve you with all my heart and wish for no other fate than this one.
You seem to be wearing Imperial Navy armor. How did you come by it? How'd you get it?
I inherited it from the previous master at arms. Like the esteemed... I'm not gonna try to say that word. He left the Navy... Don't care. He left the Navy to serve Lady Theodora. He brought quite a few officers with him and established a tradition. Upon the death or resignation of an enforcer, his or her armor would be passed on to a fellow officer who had distinguished themselves in the course of their duties. I was awarded armor in this way in my time, and upon the death of my predecessor, I inherited his personal armor.
Does that mean that... Never mind. No, does that mean that several people have died in that armor? And it just keeps getting passed on to the next person?
Yes.
Cool. What is your opinion of me as Lord Captain?
That happens a lot.
I would not dare form opinions about your lordship. That would be unforgivably brazen of me. My duty is to serve, not to evaluate.
I want to know what you think about the other officers.
I do not trust them, but I do not trust anyone. Mistress Toloman has too much power, and will surely be tempted to start deciding for herself what information to share with the crew on your behalf, and what to withhold. Ravor is closely intertwined with the ship's systems, which opens up plenty of opportunities for sabotage. He must be watched. As for Danrock, forgive me, but a man of his size and habits cannot help but steal.
Well, what can you tell me about Abelard? You seem to have high opinions of him.
He's a model of competence and fidelity, and all of the officers and enforcers look up to him with gratitude. It is all the more distressing to see that the years have not been kind to the deeply respected master. Soon there will be no rejuvenant treatment that can save him from the mistakes inherited in such an advanced age, but we were ever watchful and will be there to steady the trembling hand of the honored veteran if need be.
Yeah, that treatment right there is what makes people last and live for like hundreds of years.
Sounds right.
How old is he?
He's like
Don't ask
60
him
to
that
100. He's not that old in the grand scheme. Theodora was probably like 300 years old. Easily.
See, I want to know more about your service.
I'm ready to answer any questions, Lord Captain.
What are the Master of Arms' duties?
Apparently to answer questions.
Apparently.
I am responsible for upholding safety and order aboard the ship, guard duties, patrols, finding and punishing troublemakers. In addition, my enforcers ensure that the crew follows all directives and carry out their tasks properly. As they say in my family, a servant who shows disobedience today prepares a riot tomorrow.
There are thousands of people aboard this vessel. How do you keep them in line? How do you maintain order?
Tens of thousands.
2 words, Lord Captain. Suppression and fear. The base nature of the rabble cries for an iron grip, lest they give in to their animal urges. We have many well-tested measures to prevent it. Random night searches, preventive interrogations, corporal punishment, and executions. Of course, the laws of the ship equally apply to the officers. We eradicate a canker of insubordination wherever we find it, without mercy.
Is that next line hostile? Does it appear hostile to you?
What?
I mean,
I hope you will
slightly.
not repeat the mistake of the previous Master at Arms. That seems kind of accusatory.
but it also kind of just like, I hope you don't die early.
Nothing you say is going to offend her.
Neutral.
Your fault.
I hope you will not repeat the mistakes of the previous Master at Arms.
You can be sure of that. He was a fine enforcer, but suffered from the fatal flaw of trusting his associates. I myself lack that weakness, and trust no one except you, Lord Captain.
Yay!
Cool. Let us just change the subject.
Yes, Lord Captain.
That is all for now.
Proud to serve the dynasty.
Goodbye.
God damn it!
But
None of her
Catherine's
weirdness
done.
will explode in that fucking sentence there. God damn it! What the fuck?
We will see plenty.
Yeah.
That's why they were assigned to Caleb. Much akin to why Vice was given to Medina. Hi, Idira.
Of course.
Goodbye,
I was just checking to
Idira.
see if she had a dialogue option. I know we were talking about how she should have something to say about the Voxmaster, but she
Remember.
doesn't.
At your earliest convenience. And it did get rid of my Okay, so, no, it's just every time we save, it gets rid of my fucking favorites. Doesn't matter
Oh, wow.
when we saved. Remember, it's your earliest convenience, we do have to give Medina and that, Caleb his characters. Their characters.
Well, we need to go places to do
I know.
that. And
We're
that's
going to the
where we're going,
Astropathic
to go to
Chapel
a
right now,
place.
aren't we?
Yes.
I was just reminding you. That is all.
It's not like I'm standing in front of the door or anything right now.
Open the goddamn door!
Go to the chapel so I can go and do nothing, actually. Do nothing. Who do you think is better to have in the party? The lie detector or the danger detector?
Fly.
Sister Argent.
Sister Argenta.
Okay, but she might shoot me in the back, and I don't want to.
She
risk that.
won't. She won't. You can actually give her an ability that will make it to where she won't do that.
She seems pretty, similar to Set.
She's not?
Sure, okay.
As long as you follow the letter of the Emperor, she won't do that. Ooh, some goods.
I do not remember who is who, so I'm just going to assume that's right.
Correct.
As if I would be anyone else.
Keep your wits about
You might have been. No, wait, you're right. I just remember you.
Series.
Hi, Zachary, whatever your name is. Who are you?
Zachary Taylor.
Huh. He has a full art page.
He does.
He's important.
we ever come back to see him?
It's Medina's.
Oh.
Lord Captain?
He shows up enough to where he should have a dedicated person. Or at least shows up in an important enough instance to where they should have a dedicated person.
I see.
A visit from the rogue trader is an honor for us. How can I be of use, your lordship?
Why do they all cover their eyes?
Sanctioning is a brutal procedure, one which robs every astropath of the gift of sight, but in return they gain a new kind of vision that allows them to see what ordinary people cannot. Gotcha.
Thank you for answering my question. Cool. That was timely. And not at all scripted.
The light emanating from beneath the bandages flickers with strange hues as the choirmaster clutches at his temples. His expression shifts in a way that you are well familiar with. It is the look of one who has glimpsed the grim signs that evil has left upon your soul.
Oh, did my nightmare scold you?
I do like the music in this area.
My apologies, your lordship. I sensed a strangeness in you, and my mind reached out on its own accord. I did not see much, but what I did see was enough. It grieves me to know that this mark weighs on you so. Trust me, I am well acquainted with the oppressive burden of doom.
How much talking do you want to do?
It don't matter.
Remind me. Who are you again?
My name is Zachary Weiss. They say? Your lordship. I'm the choir master of the Athapathic Choir. I was posted to the ship soon after my soul-binding ritual in Holy Terra. You might say I've been serving House von Velactus all my life.
How did you like serving under Lady Theodora?
I've served her for 2 decades and never knew another Lord Captain before your ascension. With her, I've been through transferring his mind to another place, Shadow of Great Crypt. Creeps into his face. Many things. Lady Theodore had a good understanding of my significance without the overall mechanism of the ship's service within the order, which, however, did not stop her from neglecting my warnings.
I am very confused. So how old are you exactly? You're the first person that actually looks like an old man.
If my calculations are correct, having factored in our movement through the warp, I turned 34 a month and a half ago.
Clean living.
And that, folks, is why we don't fuck with the warp.
Is that a joke? Or
No.
because he looks aged.
Yeah.
Significantly.
Pause. You can't quite decide if the old man in front of you is joking.
Huh. Tell me about your choir. I heard some people really like their music.
It's like the only room on this ship that has something other than ship.
Of course, Lord Captain. Is there something specific you would like to know?
What exactly is this place? It is other than ship music.
To us, Astropass is the place of the cradle of our grave. Cradle and our grave, Lord Captain. You are the conflicts in which every secret missive, every order, prime importance, every scheme being plotted behind the scene. You are a place where your loyal astropath is ready to lay down their life for crumbs of information, if that is your wish. We receive and send messages for hours turning into days. We wander the dark depths of the Immaterium, carrying our voice through the warp's eternal night, bringing it to our comrades in some remote refuge, accepting the voices, signals, and missives of others to our own abode. Is it most often meant for you, Lord Captain? and at times they are meant for no one.
So what is this device? Looks like a drum.
It is a sacred compiler that helps us record, store, and to an extent, unwritten messages. The Aspects first receive these messages in the form of muddling images, dictating what they see into the machine, which logs every word. From the reels to the receivers on the ceiling, the machine records words that are routed through lines under the floor and transcribers, and then with the Saurus core, the core is the most important part of the mechanism and contains a vast catalog of various symbols and the methods of their interpretation.
Anybody else get transported all the way to a wall?
Yeah.
Yes. Showing us the things.
Okay. I'm making sure.
The compiler matches the images in the messages against this data and forwards the result to the central agitator and myself so that I can begin the ritual decoding. I know of no other choir that possesses so wise a mechanism that I praise the God Emperor for its existence. However, while the compiler hastens the extraction of intentional meaning from perplexing imagery, and Ashbath must often open their minds to interpretation, which is no less perilous than the rites receiving or sending an astropathic message.
If this machine is so smart, it knows the meaning of the symbols, why can't it just decode the messages itself?
Regrettably for us all, your lordship, astropathic messages are not ciphered dispatches, but rather psychic imprints containing information. Only an astropath can read the entirety of something created through the medium of the warp. For them, all the messages pass through the materium. They might become distorted in malevolent intent. It falls to your servants alone to shield their mind with faith, separate true meaning from the influence of the ruminous hours.
So, like Adira, who can just see the future. How does one become an astropath?
I would assume that you know the answer already, your lordship. You have walked a similar road yourself, even though you took a different turn than I.
It sounds like Adira.
Everyone that's also a psyker is just gonna look at you and go, "That's a dumb question, you fucking psyker," aren't they?
We're all part of the...
They've all done it.
Psykers deliver the terror on the black ships. Only a few of the candidates had what it took to study astropathy. Few have still successfully completed the grueling training and being eligible for soul binding. And almost none survived the initiation.
Apparently all psychers need to know about what psychers can do. What every other psyker can do.
Yes. All
And if you
psychers
don't-
know that other psychers exist.
Well, no, it's more all the different variations. It's
Yes.
like going to ethnicity and going, "Hey, you know a specific example of similar ethnicity, right?"
Yeah.
You all get
We
together.
were given
and
the
have
privilege to
barbecues.
behold the Emperor's light. A light flawless and searing. That changes you. It wounds you irreparably. Takes your eyesight. But in exchange, you commune with greatness. His presence in our souls fortifies them as we stand against malicious powers.
Everyone in this room is blind.
The astropaths.
After the ritual, Ashbath is assigned the position of the Adeptes. Ashbath will relay or ship. More often than not, our first place is to serve. Our first place to serve is also our last.
So if you wanted to hide certain information from me, you could.
My duty to shield you from the monstrous communication through the warp. The screams of the Emperor's lore, sovereign centuries dead by now. The nightmarish, maddening images, the sea of souls, the cursed symbols that cause Ashbath convulse in violent fits of frenzy. The messages from abominations in search of weak minds to devour. Concealing all that from you is my duty.
An alternate dimension of pure no. It's the warp. An alternate dimension of pure energy and madness existing as a mirror to real space, also known as the Immaterium, the Imperium, the Aether, the Sea of Souls, or warp space.
So they do the equivalent of the same thing?
No, the Sea of Souls or the Sea of Stars is nothing like the warp at all. In Arik's game, maybe. Maybe close. But the warp is so much more terrifying than Arik's game.
More terrifying than random dragon things appearing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That
No
feels
offense
like
to Arik.
it's on par with random demons appearing whenever you use a power.
Random demons is not, no. In the warp, while you're in the warp, you might just run into Slanesh. Itself. Just, there it is. Hi, how you doing? And then we're all dead.
You can also be transported back in time when you exit the warp.
Correct. Thousands of years, in fact.
So it sounds like a similar concept.
You can also just never leave. It's a similar concept, but the warp is much more terrifying than the Sea of Stars in Arik's game.
You can be trapped in a warp 100 years and fight demons, while your chapter slowly dies and almost becomes eradicated.
We're
And
not
all you
Space
did was
Marines.
I'm just saying.
I know.
The Lamentos, what did we do wrong, my lord?
Exist.
If something happens to your choir, where can I find a new astropath?
It'd be more on point to say when something happens. The Emperor's blessing protect us from the warp's various influences. However, there are no horrors dwelling in the void for which this defense could be no obstacle, especially if one spends as much time in their company as we do. There's only one way to procure astropaths, and that is through the Adeptus Administratum. Luck permitting, unattached astropaths from the sector will be posted to the ship. Ones who, for whatever reasons, have lost their place of service, feeling that the request will go to Terra, and we will have to wait a long time.
Very long time.
See?
That said, there are other options. Blasphemous, forbidden options. Unsanctioned psychers, unprotected, broken souls who seldom live past their first few seances. But even those could do. Till the God Emperor put our souls through severe trials, and judging by how rabid the warp has been of late, by the number of dead astropaths, those trials would be upon us sooner than our prayers could reach Terra.
So Adira could replace some of these guys. Oh.
I do not suggest this, Lord Captain.
She seems a little unstable. I wouldn't...
Technically, you could replace these guys, Lord Captain.
I'm a sanctioned psyker, I'm not unsanctioned.
I know, but you could also technically do it. You just wouldn't survive.
Just shove some of the Emperor's energy into your face. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. I have Sanctic powers, it'll be fine.
Alright. I want to discuss other topics. I'd rather not be shoved into one of these machines than die a horrific death.
Or learn how to play the piano.
I am listening carefully, Lord Captain.
Learn how to play the piano. That odd noise inside the chapel, does it not bother you?
On the contrary, Lord Captain. It is a mental focusing technique used by your flagship's choir, one that I invented myself. His music was written by an astropath.
You just insulted the man's music. What the fuck?
What my charge is, And I hear is not what ordinary people hear. Its true depth and beauty cannot be fathomed without the Emperor's blessing. The music protects our minds from rudimentary thoughts, purifies and sharpens them. But above all else, it serves as the beacon of sorts amid the tumultuous sea of souls, a thread to lead us home from the deadly maze.
Who am I to judge a man's music? I'm sorry. Have you made a confession lately?
I beg your lordship's pardon.
Why are some destined to perish in the warp, while others must go on living?
How odd. Odd that you should listen to my confession, and odd that you should choose to approach me afterward. Why?
I felt there was anguish in the confession. I wanted to help.
My confession made you anxious on my accounts, resulting in the waste of your time, for which I apologize. I am thankful for your consideration.
Consideration.
Consideration of your morning.
XP, woo!
Free XP and I got an achievement.
Yeah.
Insult my music, then ask why if I'm okay.
4% of people have gotten this achievement.
Correct.
It's
How many people?
4.
Nobody talks to the dude to get the confessions. I have found out.
Yeah, apparently. It's to uncover all the secrets of the Void Ship Shrine. Which, the 2 confessions were the last ones, apparently.
Yeah. Well, there's the orb, there's the hammer, and there's the confessions.
Yeah.
And the hammer is
And that's
currently on bonking duty.
Yep.
And the orb was open and no
And
one's
the orb
using
gave up
the
its
thing.
bullshit secrets.
Well, in order to use it, someone has to not do anything.
But no one wants to do that.
Exactly.
I am too valuable to do that.
So let's just carry on. You will speak later, Choir Master. I have business to attend to. I have more people to talk to.
Goodbye,
Yeah,
your
right up
lordship.
here.
I was able to finish this other dialogue you skipped.
I am so sorry. I keep forgetting that dialogue happens when I return.
Death always keeps close to astropaths, and its punishments for arrogance and weakness are severe. I've seen my fellows die. At the times, the memories are exceedingly hard to bear. Sadly, almost every choir has a story like that, and a survivor who has carried their ghost with them ever since. Vice lets out a ragged breath. My apologies,
Photographic memory or
but I
something,
cannot
man?
continue
You're just like-
worrying at these old wounds. Directing a choir requires a clear and firm state of mind. Hover over the,
Scroll up.
I
Scroll
just
up.
scroll up.
Oh.
Scroll up. But
I
I
was just
would
gonna let
not be
him-
surprised if it was actually his memory.
No, that's locked in short term.
I was just gonna give you credit and just let you say that you remembered it.
Now, I don't remember things word for word. That's like whenever Caleb said I couldn't remember my lines. That's exactly why. I know the gists, I know what, and I know how to get there. But the specifications are gone.
You can stop pressing the button. Thank you very much. Let's end this dialogue. Who else do I need to talk to? I need to talk to this guy over here.
Why? Protect us from the machine spirit's unrest, or without his gifts, the sacrifices are fruitless.
I can talk to people.
Well, you can
I didn't even kill
initiate
this
it.
guy.
Agency are busy.
Oh, he's busy. Hey, what's going on over here?
He's trying to fix things.
The sacred compiler is ailing, your lordship. A gloom has come over the machine spirit. Shit's broke, and these cogs can't fix it for some fucking reason.
Isn't that your job to fix these things?
That's the cog's job, yeah.
Oh,
They're trying, but, yeah.
Fuck.
yeah, let us see if there's anything I can do. Anything I can... Let's see if there's a way I can help. I was gonna go around and do the things.
Don't click that button.
I always get the job done.
Click the button.
No, I can't click that button because I have a 55% chance to succeed. If I click that button, we won't succeed.
There's a lot of these have a 60% for me. Hey, Seth, you mind going through and doing these technical things?
I was fixing other ones, what's going on?
There's one up here as well, Set.
I was just asking.
Give me a moment.
Take your time.
Learn from this mistake.
There's no
I
rush.
fucked that one up, my bad.
Uh-oh.
Did you, actually?
Yeah, he did.
Oh.
There's
Level
money
up.
to be made.
Yay, free XP.
Is that gonna be a problem?
I don't know.
Might be. It might be, actually.
Yell at the machines. Or fucking tech priest. They should never have let me touch it.
Ah!
Your lordship! Everything's working again.
Woo!
Cool. Everything's working.
With sacred words and virtuous thoughts turned toward the God Emperor, I have been able to pacify the machine's wayward spirits. All me, no one else.
How lucky we are to have you on this ship.
Precisely.
You're so wonderful and wise.
This statement is true. I recommend
Really
installing
live up to
2
his name.
incense-burning units in this compartment to prevent the spirit's continued anger. Zachary Weiss will be provided with a list of minor recommendations, 142 in total, to improve
Oh my god.
this compartment's maintenance. Failure to implement will result in sanctions on the part of the Admech priesthood.
But they want me to bring 142 candles for this room that already
You know
has.
what? There's a list of 142 different minor improvements. One of them being more incense.
Oh,
Yeah,
they have candles everywhere.
yeah. I'm
But they are
aware.
not anointed with the sacred oils in the correct.
Mans is really living up to his name of Sigma.
See, send this out.
And now I leave.
She's
More
gone.
Agility, and then I gotta scroll down.
It's gonna quickly level up my things. I already knew what I wanted for my next level up. So
Staying in the footsteps of
Aren't
death.
you cool?
I am.
Shit.
I don't know what I want for Cassius.
What was the shit for, Eric?
It's like, oh, I went for it.
I have the rogue trader. That's kind of in the description. I'm just going to, because I can actually see you guys leveling up. I'm just gonna stand by the entrance, pause my recording, and then let it be.
This is a really small level.
Don't stand by the entrance.
Why?
Talk to
There's nothing
Zachary again.
else- Did you already loot this room? You already looted this room.
Yes, but talk to Zachary again.
But why?
Your side,
Because
remember?
there's the quest isn't over.
I don't want to talk to him again. Hi.
Your lordship, I have something for you. Thanks to your assistant training fire, we have been able to interpret most curious message. It contains a call sign that agents of the renegade used in their report.
Hey, you know that guy that betrayed us? The guy that you want to find and kill?
The
Could
master
it be a
whispers
message
for the
from
ship.
Fogfear? Oh, it's Coonrat. Could there be a message from Coonrat?
He'll get to pronounce the T. He was more likely. He was more likely the intended recipient.
When was the signal sent?
I
Is
cannot
that fair? You can just keep that
Just-
fuck
just
defining.
like that.
He's basically in short terms saying fuck if I know.
So, what does the message say?
Only a few words. Limit. Ignatius 9, right? Or is it 11?
11.
11. The winds have ceased. It is done. Now, the limit is Voltier's concept. All sign for special reports. But the rest of the code is unfamiliar with that. We know where to look for the truth. But Ignatius 9 system. 11 system. Fuck.
Counting is hard, you're blind. Shut up.
You see my eyes right here? There's like a What's your fucking light coming out of you?
I can see nothing.
You two kind of lightning just shooting out your eyes. I will get to the bottom of that message.
I have no doubt of that, your lordship.
We will speak later, War Master. I have business to attend to.
Goodbye, your lordship.
And your dialogue that you guys finish over and up.
Your noise burn.
I was trying to get you your side quests, man.
You're
Good
right.
dodge.
I thank you for.
Faced worse than this. Well, that was a waste of a med kit. Yet another mishap. Your pain won't stop me.
What did they do? What did they do?
The last
What
beacon
happened?
cannot be saved from 13th storm. The last father's beloved son will not open his. Will open his maw.
Yawning maw. What?
What did you do?
I stared at this.
Who scared the astropath?
He's gone.
Rise
I have to
the
go.
top or get left in the dust.
What?
For a long time.
Oh,
I don't know the dogs are barking at something out in the yard. I'll be back.
Okay. Then we'll be back.
Well, you're still
Yeah.
gonna level up Cassie, right?
Yeah, but I'll do that after pausing.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. I have to go read through all Cassie things, and that will take a while.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So,
One-way time
right
machine
back.
go.
Hello.
we're back. That's
Hola, ¿cómo
everything to
está?
do in this room, so we can finally continue on and leave this place. I say knowing that there's one more room and one more person to talk to.
Only the rogue trader has the right.
You guys can't decide to just leave.
Correct.
I get to decide who gets to leave.
Correct.
I did not go level up the other 3 characters that we don't have.
Don't worry about it.
Don't level up characters that we're not going to actively use.
Do it later on your own time and probably sloppily. It really won't hurt you.
I probably will just choose any random option.
I mean, they recommend most things, so just pick those options.
Yeah, but the recommended things aren't always.
Aren't usually
Good.
good.
No, but for the characters that we're not going to be playing as, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
This is the last guy I know of. Okay, there's 2 guys over here. I found the source of the confessions. Actually. Do you want to read this, Eric? Did
Just
you
go.
read it
Pick a
before?
thing.
Hey, you found the source of the confessions. You have nothing to worry about now. Cool.
Nothing indeed. I'll pass the confessions on with a note regarding your personal involvement. May the Emperor protect your lordship.
Cool. And dialogue.
You need it.
I did it. Now there's this weird dude, Confessor Albert?
The Emperor protects your
Adelbert.
lordship. Are you here to pray or have mundane matters brought you to me? Oh boy.
Is he important, or can we just ignore him?
Yeah, I'll blitz it.
Okay. Remind me, who are you? And what do you do on the ship?
The Confessor. People come to me to confess things.
Okay. Why?
I am entrusted for caring for the reliquary chapel and the crypt. I conduct liturgies, consecrate the bays, blah blah. Make sure there's no horrors lurking in the darkness.
Tell me
I'm
about
the
this crypt.
pastor.
The dynastic crypt, or whatever it is.
It's where the rogue traders are buried. Buried, quotation marks.
So, Theodora is buried somewhere on the ship,
Currently.
quote unquote.
Uh-huh.
Okay. That's the part where it says that's where they lay to rest. Okay. I would like to
And
find
their
out
most
more.
loyal servants.
Like Mort.
Correct.
So, could we potentially just go sneak down there and steal Mort's weapon?
No,
Good.
Man,
No.
no one could use it
he has
anyway.
But
I
he has
can.
a cooldown.
Do you have Melta proficiency?
Next level, yeah.
That's a choice.
I would like
Why?
to find out more about this place.
There's Melta pistols
Go
that are
ahead.
fucking broken.
It's the only place to worship on the ship.
No, of course not. This is just a big one.
Oh, I want more people to be able to have places like this.
Very generous. Sure. We'll see what we can do.
Cool. Where are all these weapons for? Where do they come from?
The relics were tracked down and people brought them here. It's more of a look at you, you're so cool thing than anything else, honestly.
That looks like a shotgun. That looks like a blast pistol.
That's
Definitely a hammer.
That's
And
a
that's definitely a
thunderhammer.
sword. You might as well just call them weapons. I have other questions.
Sure.
I would like to hear about the Imperium tenets from you.
That's a fucking flamer right there.
It feels like it would take forever.
Every man and woman has their place in the order he created, and this order must be followed at the will of one's superiors obeyed. Beware of witches, for they have been stained by the warp. Persecute mutants, for they are perversions of the human form, and hate the Xenos.
So the Imperial Creed prescribes being wary of Psykers, but the Imperium needs them.
Having been touched by the warp yourself, you are pondering your own essence. Nod sympathetically at the poor psyker.
I feel like blowing you up right. I don't know why.
As is your curse.
Also, the astropath. You know,
Those are more
How else
useful,
would you-
but only just.
okay. You say persecute mutants, so we need navigators to actually use the ship.
They are called by a higher purpose.
Okay.
'Tis a pleasure to hear that unlike the ignorant rabble, you give due acknowledgement to the greatness of our deeds, Confessor.
Oh my god.
You're noble.
I didn't know that she would say something.
Yeah,
If you
that's
were
why I
to
said
something-
you're gonna be losing things by having us here.
Yeah.
If you would have said something to the Psyker line, wouldn't she?
Possibly.
Yeah, she would say something.
Among the Adeptus Mechanicus,
Adeptus Mechanicus, yes.
the Emperor is known as the Omnissiah. They have their own form of worship. Do they share our beliefs?
We're going to the present planet. We will be shooting things. Yeah! It's a little weird though, but we all know that it is the Emperor. It's
Come to think of
definitely
it-
not a weird Catan dragon on Mars.
They're weird Catan dragons on Mars?
No.
Don't worry about it.
Vinted.
Come to think of it, my warrant entitles me to violate the Imperial Creed in some ways? Hmm.
You do?
I want to click on that button.
Why
I
not?
don't feel like pressing that one while talking to a holy man. It's fine? Is it fine? Arik, is it fine?
Up to you.
I see you suggesting it, but I'm just going to say that suffices for now.
As you wish.
You're beaming with joy. That's weird. I thought you hated people like me.
Fair. I do.
Cool. What happened to your clan? It sounds like they're all dead.
I was scarcely more than a child when the malady struck our cabins. First would come the fever, then the unlucky victim would start retching blood. After that, they would melt away like a candle. Only the youngest survived, myself among them. But my family is growing, and I am grateful for each new life that replaces one lost.
Still, your gentle manner may adversely affect your flock's faith. I don't care about their faith. They can do whatever they want. I have other topics to discuss.
Of course.
The Lady Theodora come here often?
No. Just enough to
Cool.
make it to where we said that she was good. Like, strangely, just enough.
People confess to you, right? I want to know what my people are thinking.
Ours is a throne-fearing flock that regularly leaves Vox recordings in the Shrine Confessional House in the eastern part of the reliquary. Or are you asking for information I simply cannot divulge?
No. Keep your secrets, mister. I must take my leave.
May the Emperor's blessing be with your lordship.
I'm never coming back to come talk to you. I wish I could burn that book of his. Now we're all done. Now let's continue on.
To the
wherever we're
prison
going.
planet.
To the prison planet.
Away!
Wait, there's more dialogue.
Where? Who?
There's just a little bit more of dialogue.
Oh, hey.
Ooh.
There's a little bug report button that's hidden.
On the right, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that was there.
Whoop.
On the right?
Yeah. Not all the way at the top right, but close to the top right, but all the way to the right. There's a little bug report button that's hidden that you can't see.
Wow.
It's cool. It's a little neat. Yeah, it's really neat. I like it. It's
Let's
cute.
get this last little bit of dialogue done, and then we can continue on to the prison.
Oh, that's not dialogue. That's events.
It's an event, but it's still just a talking event.
No.
Permission to report, Lord Captain. Members of a sacred cult operating aboard the ship have requested an audience. They wish to present gifts and introduce themselves to their new captain.
This is different from the last time I came to this place.
You went 2 inches.
I told you. This is an event that you have to go through.
Unless this is a normal event, or this is the ship.
This
This is a ship event.
You went 2
This is
inches
not-
and got random evented.
Yeah, this is not the astropathic station. This is the ship itself. This
What?
is on your ship.
Sacred cult are you talking about?
They call themselves the Bloodspun Web. The cult defends the flagship from both internal and external threats. Lady Theodora held them in high regard and looked favorably upon their activities.
Cool. I'll perceive them, I guess.
I don't
I
know.
don't know
I
who
will
they are.
commence preparations at once, your lordship.
I thought I finally would get to my ship. To my station, but no. Just gotta get the random events over with.
Back to the officer's deck! Away!
So with that name of theirs, it sounds like they're going to attack us
Whip.
if I don't do things right.
No.
They are,
I said I
however,
would skip
real
a
big
lot of these.
heretics.
Are they heretics?
Technically.
But also, technically not.
No, technically they are, because what they're doing is actual heresy. The stuff we call
But
heresy
they're-
isn't actually heresy.
Correct.
This, though, this is heresy.
Correct.
Yeah. Huh.
But they are also sanctioned by both the Inquisition and the Church of the Emperor.
Why does it keep putting your helmet back on, Daddy?
I mean, I took the helmet off. I don't
He
see
never
it.
turned it off. Or you never turned it off.
I did.
Because you have to turn it off for each
I do.
instance.
Those on deck
that
watching all as the final figure moves gracefully into a ceremonial pose. Some of the officers whisper in excitement while others murmur prayers to the God Emperor.
The undying Emperor commanded us to spin a web of blood around his children, and we obeyed. We obey still.
Look, it's
Oh. She's voiced, which means she's important.
For now.
She is a follower.
Is she wearing a skull on her head?
Correct.
Yeah, sorry, I was looking at the picture.
Domin von Valancius, death has whispered your name. We disown Domin Theodora. We renounce our oath to her. And now we give the gift of our blood to you. It
I
is the gift of death.
don't like these people.
Death has whispered your name. The followers of the tenets of the web swear fealty to their new overlord and offer proof of their devotion.
I would just like to state, there is one god where these people, in their own way that they don't know about, are worshiping immensely.
I see.
We give you a blade.
Oh.
The silent
Ooh!
verdict.
Finally, I got a good sword!
Has chosen you to wield this instrument of death. We give you one of our own, Kibella. She will be your shield and shadow. And we give you the blood of these traitors. The tenets of the web will purify their souls.
That is a decent weapon.
Two-handed sword.
Two-handed sword, which we have a blade dancer.
Hi.
This is what they're doing. They're blade dancing. I see. Okay.
You have heard many stories about death cults such as this one. These devoted, holy assassins of the Imperium have turned death into a form of worship of the Emperor. They're exemplary slayers, invisible executioners, and the scourge of traitors, heretics, and fallen souls. Many righteous people honor them as votaries of the faith, while others see their fearsome rituals as frenzied spectacles touched by madness.
Thank you, Set, for the information. Let me just examine these cultists, because they're strange.
The cultists are all voidborn. Their live, sinewy bodies are clad in light armor, which allows them to move with an acrobatic's nimble grace and strike with an assassin's swift surety. Swift surety. Surety? Surety. Their red and black vestments are adorned with sharp spikes and ritual jewelry. Where time and training have worn their garments threadbare, you can make out patterns of bleeding lacerations.
So, just cut into themselves many, many times before.
It shouldn't be surety, but it is.
Let me just examine these captives real quick.
The prisoners cower beneath the weight of your gaze. Blood drips down the tear-stained faces of captive officers, technomats, and workers. A word has been carved in each of their foreheads with meticulous precision. Traitor, heretic, apostate, renegade. The cuts have been diligently and regularly reopened to prevent healing.
Rule, but okay.
These renegades committed treachery against their domin. Their lips once praised the name of Kunrad Voigtveer, but it is
we know how to say it now.
They will whisper as they cross over to the other side.
Voigtveer.
Interesting. So, a death cult watches over my crew. They who honor the Emperor through killing, who devote their every deed to serving him. Sacred executioners.
The Domin has discerned our essence. This is a great honor for the blood-spun web. We have woven the bays of this ship together with the threads of our faith for many years. We keep the greatest relic, his tarot, through which he sends us his blessed revelations. We obey the whispers of the Undying One. This is our service to him. This is our service to you.
So they live on the ship and they just decide to come up to come say hi.
When they're not too busy taking out members of the ship. Yeah.
So these are members of the ship that they've been parading through the halls and killing.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of the lower decks.
A ringing voice fills your ears, deafening the noise of the world around you. Time goes still and a voice whispers seductively in the back of your mind. How interesting. Devout assassins who believe themselves to be instruments of a higher power. They revel in violence and cannot tell the difference between bloodthirst and piety. They follow their faith blindly, unaware of how closely they tread to corruption and depravity. Look at them. They stand on the edge of a precipice. The smallest push will send them plummeting into the abyss. You could be their downfall. All you have to do is push.
What exactly does a cult like the Blood-Spun Web do?
The tenets of the web teach us to
You thought we were out of the exposition. You round. More exposition.
The hearts of others. When a soul
Well, this game is his exposition. What do you mean?
It gets into the meat later, but beginning.
We bring
Good God.
Liberation. 3 strikes, 3 rebukes, 1 blade.
So much
This
dialogue.
Is how we serve the Undying One. This is how we serve you and your flagship.
Well, dialogue is
What
constant, but more the what is explaining dialogue.
So you gotta do all the side questions, you gotta talk to every person and exhaust their dialogue options.
But there are others. The virtuous martyrs who contravene
Hey, look, it's
his
that push they were
design
talking
without
about.
realizing it. Those who have come too close to faltering or committing an apostasy, but have not erred yet. We present such souls to the Undying One.
You mentioned the tenets of the web. What are they?
Our laws and teachings, our philosophy and way of life, our art of combat and spiritual dogma. The tenets are the blood-spun web itself.
Or to say another way, we kidnap kids, brainwash them, and then tell them to kill things whenever a voice whispers in their ear.
And delete their memories of their past life.
That's included in the brainwashing.
Oh, fair.
So where do they get the skulls that they're
Humanity
carrying?
owes its
The people that they
existence
killed,
to
duh,
the
idiot.
Undying Emperor's sacrifice.
I mean, are they
He who
important to them?
protects us
Like,
from a darkness of terrors.
do they
Hence,
essentially
each of
orphan
us has a
kids?
duty
They have
to
so many
they can
skulls.
win?
and a
Just so
duty
many.
to die for him. To act otherwise
you're
is
about to find
waste
out.
the life that has been given to us by the Undying One. To become a thief. We help others understand this. We help them to live and die righteously.
Instead of helping those who may soon stumble, you offer them death.
We follow his design. We claim those marked by his omens. We submit to his will. How could it be otherwise?
I don't like them. But I don't exactly want to make an enemy out of them. Does that make sense? His will, blah, blah, blah. I find that acceptable.
They do not even blink.
Or look away.
Tell me about yourself, Gabella. Are you the leader of the Blood-Spun Web, or its herald, or its servant?
I am the second spinner of the blood-spun web. The honor of this title is bestowed only upon those who have ushered more souls than... It is shameful to speak of one's own deeds. I'm here to become your shadow, not to make boasts.
She killed a lot of people. Like a lot of people. Like
Kills
a
a lot of
god-awful
people.
amount of people.
Yeah. Did she fillet her own skin?
Yeah.
That's what
Yes.
things in her face?
Yes. She tortures herself constantly.
No, that is not a skin flap hanging down.
Oh, so it's not a skin flap. Okay, but I did see she cut her hand and then wiped the blood across.
Yeah, that's
finger.
a thing.
Yeah. So, why have you brought this rabble to the upper
That
decks?
might be a skin flap, but it's not from her face.
It might be from the face of whoever's skull she's wearing.
Correct.
Why have you brought these people here?
So you may offer the souls of these traitors as a gift to him. You have the authority to order their execution. Their blood will bind us together through him. For the God Emperor, the Undying One is death itself. The Undying One is duty itself. Give the order, Domin. Let a spinner of the blood-spun web undergo the test of a sacred trial.
Is this, hey, I'm going to kill them myself, or I'm going to let Cabela prove herself? Is that what this option is?
Find out.
Rogue Trader, my duty is to advise, not to be prophetic.
You're right. Then, as I'm asking for advice, how do you feel? What do you think about these, cultists?
I think they're weird, but those guys are talking about Conrad, and I don't like that fucker. Let her do her job.
Let her do her job.
A dagger that has not sliced through sinew is nothing more than a toy. Let the final dance begin.
Oh, my neck.
In her dialogue.
And immediately go into combat, where you get a taste of what the Blood Dancer is like. Eventually. There it is.
We gotta think about it. Here's this gun.
Is that the third and fourth spinners right there? I think that is.
Your Emperor won't save you.
Oh, no, they deserve death.
That first thing out of their mouth.
Yeah.
Y'all Emperor.
Cabela has a background as a death cult assassin. She uses a ability called Raining Blood, where her next melee attack causes the target of her next melee attack explodes in a burst of blood.
Oh, you're gonna see a lot of that, son. You're gonna see a lot of that, son, because I have a two-handed weapon that does a lot of that, my man.
Next enemy's additional damage, blah blah blah. She uses a special server called Blood File that's pulling more blood on the battlefield. So essentially, you want blood everywhere.
There's also a pair of gloves that they come with that'll make it a lot easier. But all you need to do is jump once and this shit's over.
And then it just used blade dancing things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Use the death from above, the little jumpy looking one, and then jump in between all 5 of these guys.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't kill them, then hit the little sword dancing button, and that'll kill them.
It's gonna kill all but 1 or 2.
Maybe. Sometimes it doesn't kill, but 2.
Somebody just gotta hit start.
Somebody's gotta hit the start button.
I hit it.
So do not throw this blood file, despite wanting to throw the blood file.
No, do not throw the blood vial. That's the only one you got.
No, it comes back.
Does it? Okay. You could hit the raining blood and then jump, technically.
Or just jump.
Or just jump. It'll be over sooner. Or do that.
Take that. Now
Take
you're
that.
all gross.
And take this.
Yep.
Oh, I killed 3 enemies in 1 turn using the Death Vault ability.
That's death from above, not death vaults.
No, that's what the achievement said. Using Death Vaults.
You got the wrong fucking achievement.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
What does Raining Blood do again?
It just gives blood blessed and blood stained and all that kind of stuff. Don't worry about it. Hit the fucking blade dance button. There you go.
I want to know what the Blade Dancer's abilities are.
You shall see if you bring them along, or watch James.
I'll just watch James do things.
Because I do it. Oh, actually, I can't do that one. The Raining Blood, I can't do that. I never get that. Because that's a death cultist thing.
Gotta do it again.
But do it
That
again?
is- Yes. You can jump right here, kill these three.
I need to start
And
the battle first.
Yeah. If you don't kill all three, you can hit the blade dance button again and then jump over here and kill them. And whatever ones you don't kill, you can then actually hit with a melee attack.
Medina? Caleb?
I hit ready and
We're good.
unhit my button.
I forgot there's another.
There were two. That's the second one.
I press the button, don't you look at me.
I was the
Take
second
that
person
time.
to press the button.
It unhit my button.
Okay, so you... Well, no, it didn't unhit it. This is a second combat.
Oh, never mind.
So you can only jump there to get those three.
Just murder them with your OP character. Do it quickly. It will not take long.
That's
No, actually,
not what I wanted to do.
hit the blade dance button. You're fine. And then hit the sweep or the cleave button. And then target the one in the corner. This guy.
Yeah.
And then you can jump to this guy. And then you can jump to this guy.
Why aren't you jumping more? Jump more.
Jump more?
Jump more.
Yeah, jump. And then jump back.
Just keep jumping. You never stop.
And then jump back.
Why can I jump so much?
Because every time you kill somebody, you get a stack of death from above.
Oh.
As long as you don't kill somebody with death from above.
Yeah, even if you do.
No, that is incorrect. I looked at it. You are wrong on that one.
Non-believers.
I am sorry, but you are just wrong on that one. There is no skill. There is nothing that says that you can get that from death from above. And now blade dance and you're done. And we don't get to loot those guys.
They didn't have anything anyway.
They had las
They were-
guns and
They were
swords.
given
They
their
had
guns.
our last guns.
It's fine. I want them back.
Oh, so this line isn't voiced?
Nope.
Cool. A cut to the heart, cut to the throat, a cut to the stomach. These wounds have been inflicted according to his pleasure. The blood of the apostates will wash away the stain of their treachery, so that their souls may prostrate themselves before the undying one's throne and beg his forgiveness. I have acted with reverence and shown proof of my loyalty. Will you accept me? I mean, son, will you make me your shield and shadow? I'm not intending to keep her.
Your lordship, the spinners of the blood-spun web were watching, tracking, and killing Von Valencia's enemies long before the warrant of trade passed to Lady Theodora. However, their blade has also been known to cut short the lives of highly upstanding persons. But I certainly do not in any way condemn the deeds of the deeply esteemed cult. I'm sure they must have had a good reason.
He's like, fuck. Don't kill me, please.
Oh, Jocasta.
You have voice lines, my sir.
Give me a second, motherfucker.
I'm letting you know. I don't know if
I'm
you're looking at the screen or
busy.
not.
I'm not. That's why I said
Exactly.
give me a second. The cultists are the Scrooge of the sedacious. They bring the unrighteous to ruin. He enforces respect the blood-spun web, for we share a common goal, to bring his light and his harsh wrath to the darkest depths of this ship.
Scourges are seditious or not, folk are afraid of them for a reason. A couple of watches ago, these spinners took a train driver to pieces for some kind of ritual. I don't know what old Malok did to earn that privilege, though, and who's gonna feed his family now. But that's a lower decker problem. What matters is that the Bloodspun Webs who serves you pay faithfully, Lord Captain. My predecessor's predecessor delivered a sermon to these things, and they're weird, and they gave me blood. But, like, they're cool, though, in my mind.
Hey, tell me about their great sacrifice.
It's that famine I talked about earlier, dude. People died more. You know how hunger works, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. Did they feed people?
We're not talking about that right now.
The hunger became the famine became a feast. Is what that dialogue option said there.
That's what I see right there. I want to hear what my retinue thinks. Hey, Abelard, what do you think?
It is strange.
It's just Cassia here.
Their shadowy forms are swathed in darkness, yet a radiant light burns through them like scarlet flame. I think it is a good sign. It is rare to see anyone filled with such light, even among servants of the faith.
I don't want her, though. But you will be my shadow, Cabela.
They remove the mask.
Oh.
They're done voicing, by the way.
I see. Henceforth, I am your shadow. An instrument of death, placed in your hand by the Undying One. For it was ordained, and so his tarot forespoke.
I don't like how they say tarot.
What's wrong with tarot?
It's tarot.
It's
Well,
tarot.
It's not tarot, but
Did I say tarot or did I say tarot?
you said tarot.
Oh. Whatever. I also come bearing an invitation from the Visor of the Bloodspun Web. He wishes you to know that the doors to the Undying One's temple are open to you.
No rush on that.
Nope.
Great.
But that is a thing we can do.
Are you suggesting Lord Captain should go down to the depths of his flagship and search for this temple? With all due respect, the lower decks are for servants and crew. They're not a fitting place for his lordship.
Shut up, Abelard.
But this highborn nonsense.
Your lordship?
Forespoke? What do you mean? What tarot? I said tarot.
Again.
You did.
That's apparently the way my brain does it. Okay.
I see your cape clipping through the chair.
I do too.
You see nothing. Nothing's happening.
There we go.
Greatest, most sacred relic of the Bloodspun Web. The Emperor's Tarot. Only his chosen servants may earn their permission to rain blood upon the cards and perform a reading to see portents of the future, shadows of the past, or tangles of the present. However, the secrets of his tarot are not for the ears of lay people to hear. I cannot tell you more. Not here, not now. Who
You
is
can
this
read your tarot.
vizier? He's the first among us. The vizier has spun the web of faith for 5 folds longer than I have lived. Blood of the flagship's blood, my mentor and teacher.
May secretly be a giant skeleton. Reports unconfirmed.
I don't want to talk about it.
That's... I tell this? Nope, never mind, don't I know. That fits with their motif, with the wearing the skull mask.
Reports unconfirmed.
Why is the vizier not here to deliver the message himself?
You're too big. Duh.
The first spinner is old. His abode is in the temple beneath the flagship's freight line. and he has not left the lower decks in decades. Even a short journey could sunder the spirit from his ancient body. It sounds like he's a giant skeleton. And I don't like that. So where is this temple located?
Underneath the freight line, like I just said, idiot.
I'm not permitted to say, but I just said it was underneath the freight line, so it has to be underneath the freight line. So you must find it yourself. Cool. Her path began deep within the flagship, the dark tunnels of the freight line, and that blah 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 blah. Close to understanding death. Sounds like riddles. Isn't that saying that you're going to grant her death?
No.
No.
This is not initiating that side quest right now.
Perhaps one day I'll grant you that favor then. You've heard the whispers on the undying one. He awaits you, he calls you, your time will come. Blah blah blah. Your blade awaits direction. We'll speak again when the time is right. Please go away and never come back.
No, she's got like 8 quests. She's gonna come along a lot.
Oh man, does she have quests?
She is the DLC character.
But
and she really fucking proves that a lot. Though I will say, no, I won't. I'll shut up.
I should have just rejected her, but then I would miss out on the side quest. So,
you
and that's a big fucking side quest.
And that's a lot of free XP.
Well, even beyond the free XP, it's decent.
It's a lot of good loot too.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of cargo loot in that area specifically that we could trade.
Cargo loot.
Dude, there's more cargo loot for trading in that area than is on half of the fucking major planet that we have to go to. And I'm not even joking about that.
Well, yeah, because everywhere we go to is basically okay, here's your dungeon. Get from this to this, and that is it. Even if it is a planet. I think there's maybe 2 or 3 side paths in the entirety of the game.
Yeah.
give me space star because it hadn't popped up to do anything.
I'm just sitting at 100%.
I'm loading.
It's first to load. That's it.
It's not a surprise. It's the same every time.
I would like to be able to see what everybody else is at, though.
I'm at 99 right now.
I'm also at 100, so whenever you're just gonna go get in. Don't have to wait for anybody. Hopefully.
I think I'm gonna make a episode cut whenever we do finally get to the prison planet and label this one even more dialogue.
More accidental dialogue.
You thought we were done? Nah, we got like 3 events that are gonna show up. He's gonna threaten the pirates, and then we're gonna be able to trade with the pirates. And then we'll get to shoot something. Not counting the one I put in between his shoulder blades earlier.
It was you who shot me?
3 times!
I thought it was just the sister. She's already shown her hatred for Psychers.
She's a deep-seated mistrust.
As she should.
Well, she doesn't hate you, Lord Captain.
Oh, and now I've gotten information saying that I'm allowed to go to different parts of the ship. Cool.
Taking that
I
sword.
feel like I figured that out a while ago.
Son of a bitch!
Got another loading screen, though, so we can get moving on.
Yeah, but I wanted to equip my shit!
You could do that later.
Fuck you!
I thought this would just be talk to like 3 people and then get moving on. But no.
Oh yeah, the astropathic stage.
Now I can finally get to the station. Hi.
The astropathic station is dead ahead of the void ship, motionless. There is lifeless silence across its vox frequencies. Its lights are out. Even those who have no warp sensitivity can feel the presence of death. It's here, lurking in the shadows. All this makes reading the reports of the ship's astropaths, who claim to be hearing an incessant ghostly howl emanating from the station, all the more disturbing.
Let's contact them by Vox.
Station not responding.
I can't scan them. Why can't I scan them? Whatever, deploy a scanning team.
Because scanning is an astropathic thing.
The enforcers offered their prayers and proceeded to enter the uncanny station. What they saw inside was monstrous. Astropaths upon their thrones, not quite here, not quite now, smudged, as it were, across time. Servants reliving their horrible deaths again and again, only to be reborn out of ashes and blood into more agony a moment later. The warp manifested itself here, twisting the very nature of existence.
Oh.
The main hall was covered in a crust of psychic ice. A green-robed, blind old man sat motionless upon a tall throne. He was quite literally entombed in the ice, yet still alive and screaming.
Hey, Zachary, go check out what's going on over there, please. I know you're blind, but do it anyway.
Choirmaster Vice boarded the station in person and proceeded to the choir's hall. He stood silently for hours in front of a man frozen in ice and had a telepathic conversation with him.
Thanks for the free XP.
Then Master Vice offered a prayer to the God Emperor, and the unfortunate man passed away. Upon returning to the ship, Vice reverently presented the Lord Captain with a grim trophy, the late Choirmaster's amulet. Take it from the frozen body after death.
Immunity to the horrors of the warp.
Horrors of the warp means you get -5 to weapon skill, blessed skill, willpower, strength, and -1 resolve per difficulty here of David for 1 round. Which is assuming when a demon spawns.
When a demon is there, you get those penalties.
Right.
Per tier of demon. With
The
that
psychic
amulet,
shriek
you don't.
carrying across the Immaterium has been silenced, but this has brought the crew no relief. A chilling realization came to the astropaths when they discovered that the cry was masking a different sound, one even more terrifying and surreal. It was the melody of a cataclysm born from a warp storm of titanic power so intense that the entire expanse must be able to hear it. It muffles astropathic messages and crawls into psychers' minds, evoking everywhere the same image, a dark, gaping, beastly mouth cleaving the universe in two. Now that the mad choir master has finally stopped screaming, the song of the Immaterium has reached the rogue trader's void ship too.
Let's search the ship, please.
A brief and chilling chronicle of the station's doom was found in the scribe's records. A warp disturbance of monstrous proportions wiped out half the choir at once, turning the astropaths into living portals through which torrents of the Immaterium's energies poured out. Those who lasted longer bellowed and howled a black rift that had split the universe into before and after, in a darkness that would devour the Astronomicon's light.
Well, burn it all. Like, just everything. Please.
Void torpedoes shattered the fragile station. One can only hope that the unfortunate souls captured by the warp have perished along with their home.
End the dialogue. And now we can go to the prison fight.
You actually never scanned that place, by the way.
What place?
Majoris.
I don't know how to scan things.
Just go there. And then there's a button on the bottom.
You know, going there.
We're gonna get like 4 anyway, and then we can go bloop, 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 bloop.
I just
would
didn't
go to
want
the
to run into all
unidentified
this
void
side
ship
quest.
before we go to my Doris.
Well, yeah, it's there. That button at the top.
Begin scan. Cool. What's over here?
50
hell.
XP.
50 XP and extractium?
That's a thing for later. Don't worry about it right now.
It'll be a big thing in chapter 2. It is not a thing right now.
Cool. I'll worry about it later.
I would go to the void ship because there is some things to buy there.
Lord Captain,
Hey!
sorry to disturb you. It's pandemonium outside the bridge gate. One of the officers seems to be demanding an audience with you in person. I think I hear Master Viserian's voice. In any case, I wanted to warn you in advance.
And this is the event you were talking about that you were confusing with the other event, that is.
This was the event that we were talking about that you were confusing with the other event that you were talking about from later on.
You were confusing it, not me!
Just hit the button.
Eric and I were talking about this event.
Hit the
You were talking
button.
about a completely different event for some reason.
Because the other event is a more important event.
That
we
you
were
now can
discussing
go
this one.
whenever you want to go.
No,
there.
I was discussing the other one. You thought I was discussing this one.
Eric brought it up. We were discussing this one. And then you brought up the other one.
Bullshit.
Irrelevant.
Anyway, does not matter.
Now you get to have a heart-to-heart with Abelard, who may or may not be voiced. Probably not, because I've had this game testings.
None of this is voiced.
It's not voiced at all.
Yay.
And I don't have any speaking roles in this one. Yay!
You could pick up one. Yay.
Eric is Sean Everyman.
Yocasta talks a lot in this, though.
She does. I'll go get snacks. I'll be back.
Fair enough.
Dying. Oh, I'm here. Why can't I have a fan on? That would be so nice. Who is this?
This is not the conduct of an officer. These are the antics of a highborn brat out on a lock. Explain yourself, Lieutenant. Am I gonna bounce off myself?
I apologize, sir, but I must speak to the Lord Captain. No.
Very well, Lieutenant. You may address the Lord Captain, but at least because I see you have already seen fit to disturb them. Your unauthorized appearance on the bridge and display of belligerence toward a higher-ranking officer will be logged on your personal file without delay.
Lord Captain, Lieutenant Arlovent, requesting permission to speak on a matter of extreme importance and urgency. I will listen to what you have to say. Speak, Lieutenant. This matter cannot wait. Any minute now, an assault unit will be dispatched to the lower decks on order to crush the workers' strike by any means necessary. But I'm convinced that this step is unwarranted, and that the crisis itself was provoked by the actions of one of the senior officers. Lord Captain, I urge you to investigate the actions of the Seneschal and to intervene in what's happening on the lower decks, because very soon we will have a mutiny or a massacre on our hands. There's an insurrection in the making aboard my ship, and no one has informed me? How does that happen?
We would not deem it a problem worthy of the rogue trader's attention. The lower decks, as it so happens, are in revolt 30-some years ago. We even had a revolutionary leader rise up who dared to establish workers' rule across the entire ship. It took a month to restore order, but even 8 years later, we were still battling rumors that the hero had survived the execution and was on the verge of gathering people to fight against tyranny once more. Needless to say, the rumors were baseless, and as for the current situation, we have sufficient enforcers to deal with it.
But on this ship, the word of the Lord Captain carries more weight than a salvo from 100 bolters. I'm sure that if the rogue trader addresses the malcontents directly, he will quell the unrest.
You have not been on the receiving end of a salvo of 100 bolters, have you?
Clearly not.
You do
If I'm
not
still
speak
standing here
ill of
today.
them when you are on the receiving end. I dread to think what problem you will disturb the rogue trader with next. Perhaps you will ask the Lord Captain to break up brawls in the mess room? I've already given you the means to resolve this problem, you simply need to use them.
By killing everyone that exists. If I may, your lordship, sending a hit squad to crush the rebellion is a means of ignoring the problem, not solving it. How did all this start? Exactly. The situation could boil over any minute, so I'll give you the condensed version. It all began when the enforcers found a cultist amulet on the body of someone who had been killed in a drunken brawl. We reported it up the chain immediately, arranged for a cleansing rite to be performed, and opened an investigation. No heretics have been found alive, but the search has brought tensions between enforcers and the workers to a head. Where did the Seneschal come into all this?
I shall explain.
I beg you to hurry. Time is running out.
I will not hurry. Since my competence is under scrutiny, I shall speak for as long as I see fit. There is an established order to the way things are done on this ship, and one of the pillars of that system is that the rogue trader's attention is not distracted by trivial matters. It is the Seneschal's role to ensure that. I have always handled internal problems myself, so of course, when I received information about cultists hiding on the lower decks, I took the matter in hand. So long as I live, not one of the vermin who murdered Theodora von Valancius will find refuge on her ship.
But it's not her ship anymore. You're far too heavy-handed, Seneschal. Arrests, interrogations, mass punishments for entire sectors? It has driven the people to the brink. Now there's a strike on the lower decks, in Teapot 4, to be precise. 3 worker clans are involved, but many more passively supporting them. The situation could degenerate into an all-out insurrection. But when I reported my concerns, the only response I received was an order to dispatch an assault unit and crush the strike with maximum force. Abelard, what do you have to say to all this?
I see no need to add anything. Acted within the remit of my authority, guided exclusively by the best interests for your protectorate and your personal safety. If you wish to confirm the rectitude of my actions for yourself, I have no objections.
Okay. For my part, I urge the Lord Captain to go down to the lower decks, drop the assault unit, and speak directly to the people. You will see that they are not lying or harboring heretics. That way, you will stop the uprising before it begins. What is Depot 4? I've never heard of that before now.
Depot 4 is one of the poorest sections on the lower decks. It is home to clans of general laborers. They are not as valuable to the ship as the families who have served its specialized systems for generations. They are an easily recruitable resource, and one which is now, more besides, giving succor to cultists and minions of the archenemy.
Depot 4 is poor and troubled, but at worst that means drunken fights and illegal rot gut brewing. We have handled the workers of Depot 4 in the past. We would have done so again if the crackdowns of Depot 4 hadn't been so harsh. And another important point to bear in mind, the problem is not limited to this sector. It is located on one of the most populated lower decks, and everything that happens there has a knock-on effect on all the neighboring sectors. Master at Arms, the ship enforcers report to you, and yet you seem hesitant to provide your own perspective.
They tossed a line to you, Caleb. I understand you're busy.
Lord Captain, unlike Lieutenant Vent, I respect the chain of command and realize that it is not within my right to challenge my superiors. That being said, while I entirely share Master Worseren's opinion on what fate Depot 4 deserves, I must note that this insubordination is a direct consequence of practices that he himself has introduced.
Mr. Sauerbeck, I see you have decided to follow the Lieutenant's example after all. Such behavior does you no credit.
Sauerbeck, Explain yourself.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
there we go.
Still no.
Are you sure? Okay.
Yeah.
Abelard, do you wish to respond?
Mr. Sourback, can you recall an occasion where I would encourage an officer to disobey their superior? Or one where I would overrule their order? Or show favoritism to those who merited none?
None, sir. For there have been no such cases in the entire time that I have served aboard this ship. If anyone were to claim otherwise, I would have them pay for insulting your honor with blood. Your conduct in this regard has always been spotless. Nevertheless, given your eminent position, a simple show of attention on your part is enough to erode the propriety of junior officers, inflate the sense of self-importance, and undermine discipline. That you distinguish some of them and know them by name is tantamount to walking around the officer's deck handing out gifts to officers who have caught your eye. It fills those you set apart with ambition and audacity. It makes them stand out among the rest. Enforcers are meant to be faceless servants, fighters ready to die, their fate entrusted to their commander and no one else. This is the sole foundation of order.
Lieutenant Fent, would you say the Seneschal has singled you out from your peers in any way? Lord Captain, I swear, that Seneschal were therein has never granted me any privileges, never once advocated for me, nor facilitated my promotions. Although, he is the man who convinced me to become an officer in the first place. He has offered me extensive guidance in my service, for which I am grateful to him. And while not all my fellows receive such attention, I know of at least a dozen fine officers whom the Seneschal keeps in his sights to ensure that they continue to strive.
To prepare new generations of the dynasty's servants, to instruct them, and to separate those of potential from those who have exhausted it. That is my duty as Seneschal. The ship has bays worth of pilots, enforcers, officers, technicians, and stewards whom I raised personally. By the throne, every third person standing on this bridge right now was my student at one point.
I see.
But they're here on the bridge, which is an important position.
Evidently, my
Because of
officers
him.
are anything but a shining example of unity and adherence today. I have only myself to blame, I suppose.
Castillo went bad.
I've heard enough. I will go down to the lower decks and deal with the problem personally. I had misgivings about Abelard, right?
For some reason.
He's a good man, but he's stuck in his ways.
Why are you asking us, though?
Thank you,
Whatever.
Lord Captain. Because I have a spotty memory and don't remember if I actually hated him.
You
for
hated everyone.
whatever.
Literally everyone.
You have not liked a single follower that has popped up thus far.
I like one person, two people actually.
You're okay with Adira, and that's weird.
Not Adira. I don't like Adira either.
Ah, thank you.
Thank God.
I was okay with
He likes Caleb's guy.
Sancho Casta,
No,
The
his,
other guy.
his make a
the one
character.
that takes care of orphans.
Montag.
Oh, Arik. Yeah,
Montag? He's not a fucking follower.
he's not a companion, but he's
Companion.
the one you can talk to.
But that's what I just said.
Yeah.
You have not liked a single one of the companions thus far.
Cassia is fine, I think.
No.
She's
yeah.
about to get
when you
real
met her-
noble on you.
When you met her, you didn't like her.
Yeah. I haven't liked it. That's good.
Dog's making weird noises, but I'm just gonna carry on anyway. An Enterprise boarding on the sophomoric, but please yourself, Lord Captain. However, I categorically insist that I escort you.
I don't know what that word means.
Categorically?
Lord Captain, I regret that the
Sephoric.
enforcers...
Sorry.
You're good. Lord Captain, I regret that the enforcers were unable to handle the situation, which led to your and the guys' involvement. I consider it my duty to go to Depot for myself and see to the expedient resolution of this conflict. That's definitely not the word that's right there.
Meh.
Seneschal and expedient.
I don't care about the first one. I'm not going to try to pronounce the third one.
And the dark. I had to bring Abelard.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, you can get rid of Cabela.
Why is Cabela here?
Because she was
Because
just in
she's
the
your
party.
shadow.
Yeah, no.
She's also got 3 levels to deal with.
So
I just
said-
like that I got moved to the second
Throw
row.
her to me and I'll
Fuck
level
is
her
Oh.
up.
I'll just ignore her for now. That's all of the fairy characters, yes.
I don't even think that there's combat here.
There could be,
Maybe.
if you mess up.
If you fuck up, there's a lot of combat here.
If the...
the fuck up that is.
How the fuck did you get combat here?
By fucking
There's
say,
a button
hey,
that
kill
says
all the people.
attack. There's a button that says attack, and then you have to kill all 3 groups of the people that come in, and then the groups over here that are furious and
Be a maniac. Gotcha.
yeah. You can absolutely hit the button to go, hey, fuck you. Oh, hey, look, Arik, you're Abelard.
Noblish. Wow. They don't even smell bad. It's that Versarian, though. Take
that
this.
scum.
Brr. Throw the poo-poo.
What did they throw at him? Ew.
Acid.
Throw the poo-poo.
They threw the poo-poo. The lower decks are a source of endless problems. Sometimes I dearly regret that we cannot replace all of them with servitors.
Did you hear? They were shouting your name.
Of course they were. The organization of the daily routine of life of the ship rests upon my shoulders. The maintain of challenges and problems from which I endeavor to insulate you, Lord Captain. The situation on the lower decks has been a cause for concern, and I have intervened personally on more than one occasion. That must be why they remember me. They do not know your face. To them, you are akin to a creature of legend, one who has stood in the steps of the Golden Throne, no less. Whereas I am the man whose name is attached to every order docking rations or lowering a base heating.
Okay, let's keep moving. We need to get to the bottom of this. Whatever
Okay.
this is.
Open.
Hey, there's a thing in here.
Opportunity.
Valves.
We
Lots of
can only
valves.
turn the valves in order.
Yeah. But you see that everyone here has this frenzy thing where they get bonus movement and an additional attack every turn. That's how you know that there's combat here.
Yeah, these guys in here are fucking annoying to deal with sometimes.
Let us not dawdle.
Oh,
We got close enough for it to trigger.
Someone's
did not
on
know
their
there's a
way.
thing Here.
I'll get there eventually, but I'm slowly walking,
Just
and I was
gotta
far
walk.
away.
I didn't know there was a thing up here. It's on the other side of the room.
Hold on, he's on the way. Vent is having a disagreement.
Lieutenant Vent, my patience is wearing thin. I've given you an order, now get out of my way.
Can I comply with that order, ma'am? This is my deck and my sector. So long as this area remains under the Lord Captain's special oversight, no actions can be taken without my express permission. There are only 3 people who are authorized to make me stand down. The first officer, the rogue trader, and the Emperor himself.
So not all my lessons fell on deaf ears.
Who are you talking about, though?
He was actually talking about Vent in that situation.
Your Lordship. What is the situation? Your Lordship, my people have locked down the base where the strikers are, including their leaders. Get the situation under control, as far as resources allow.
Under control, Lieutenant. I came here to lead an investigative unit. And what do I see? The rabble's on the verge of mutiny. There's nothing to investigate. This simply calls for immediate
Repression.
repressions and firing squads. And you, Vent, are a step away from facing charges yourself.
We encountered some locals on our way here. Their conduct was outrageous. They even tried to throw things at us. The people are getting desperate, clearly. They saw the assault unit and decided they had nothing left to lose. I mean, I apologize, Lord Captain. It is
This
outrageous.
one dude doesn't give a fuck.
Just wandering back and forth, listening into the conversation.
Just going in between people who are
That dude's
talking.
over there talking to a wall.
Hey, he's
fixing something.
He's doing the blue clarps.
And then he stops and starts shaking his hands around and talking to the wall.
I'm sure the people simply didn't recognize you. It wouldn't have occurred otherwise. You will deal with them once the current situation is resolved. I want to speak to the strikers.
Man.
He's so pissy.
Right you are, Lord Captain. Allow me to wish you good luck.
He's spent, we don't know how long, dealing with Lady Theodora and her version of mercy on these people.
Oh, I'm aware. I'm aware. I'm aware Lady Theodora was absolutely... Oh, just fuck him. Kill him. Who gives a shit?
Kill them all and let
Light
God
of
sort them out.
Guide
The
our
Emperor,
way.
yeah.
The God Emperor sort them out.
What advice do you seek?
Well, they don't even call him God Emperor. They just call him Emperor.
There's a bunch of people here, and some of them are mutants.
Some of them are mutants?
Yep.
That's what I said.
That guy. Okay.
Everybody's cold and we're dying. Lord Captain, you've come down to us.
Don't tell me what is troubling you. Why are you striking?
Striking, that's news to us, your lordship. All we're doing is asking questions, saying what we think. Old lady, go.
Shut up, Rivet. Here's the deal, your lordship. Your damned enforcers are all over us down here. They say they're looking for cultists. One wrong word, and they're reaching for their Bretons.
Bretons.
If they want to punish someone, they turn off the heating to whole bays for a week at a time. So we get sick and freeze. In my clan, 2 little ones died from inflammation in their lungs, all because of those enforcers.
Haktua.
I'm missing out on the sisters stuff here.
Stager, it's a third one. It's all true, Vent's the only enforcer who stood up for us. It's a clear as day who had a mother from the lower decks and who grew up amidships and has no fellow feeling toward us. Your lordship, we're no villains here. We're honest workers. Your servants. We've plotted no disorder, we went on strike openly, and now we've got guns pointed at us. And all we're doing is asking to be allowed to work in peace without being harassed.
The persecution started apropos?
Apropos of nothing.
Apropos?
Apropos.
Of nothing? Apropos?
Apropos.
Apropos.
The S is invisible and silent.
What?
Fucking English language, we
of
know this.
nothing. You say? I was told that one of you was found in possession of a cultist amulet, and that there were heretics hiding here.
I called this amulet. What's that? The gewgaw they found on the dead day. It was something evil or forbidden we didn't know. The enforcers just said they were looking for heretics amongst us, and anyone obstructing their investigation we've punished. But how could there be heretics here? We know our own people, and there have been no new faces around. Definitely not, and if there were, we would be the first to report them.
Jeez, there's a lot to say here.
And as for this amulet, or whatever it is, they took it off a dead body. There are no cultists still breathing in our sector. That's for sure. But when that fight broke out, some enterprising folks looted the bodies. The boots came back with, nobody's ever tread these decks in boots so fine. I can tell you that. Seems to me these cultists have better commanders than us.
I have a shot, sir.
Shut up back there.
But I'm at the top of the stairs. It's real easy.
Shut up!
Hold on for now.
You are at the top of the stairs. You're so weird. Why are you up there?
He is standing right next to me, Jimmy. So, unfortunately, I don't get to see that.
Oh yeah, them boots are real fine. There's no harm in taking them, right? As for the amulet, it must have been pocketed by someone who didn't know any better. We don't need any amulets around here. We all worship the Emperor, and when we're working, we bow down before the machine spirits of the large and small transformers and the Autobots. The same way my grandfather was taught 100 years ago by a tech priest who came to Colin. Believe us, your lordship, we're people of faith.
Abelard, do you have anything to add?
Roll out. I authorize the use of all necessary measures to locate Chaos worshippers hiding in the sector. The specific steps taken by the officers were not reported to me. Nevertheless, I am certain that their actions were justified. Cultists are no drunken stevedores. They are the enemy and a threat to the ship. Neutralizing them demands decisive action.
Sarback, was it really necessary to torture these people with cold?
Oh, why'd I talk so much? The rabble understands only one language, Lord Captain, that of violence. As for regulations, should the laborers persist in their unwillingness to cooperate, the next step is limiting air supply and cutting off water, which is almost certain to restore order. The peasants can grumble all they want, but in the end they are the source of their own misery. All they have to do is bow their heads and fall in line, and the need for punitive measures will disappear.
What changes do you want?
Would you look at this? The exalted Lord Captain himself is asking us bilge rats what we want? Well, here's what. We want you to rein in your damn enforcers, to quit turning off the heat, and to stop battering everything that moves. No, that's not it. We want the enforcers gone from here. We want to be armed. Give us arms and we'll govern ourselves. We'll defend ourselves if these cultists do show their faces. I've been leader of my clan for 20 years now. Getting rid of these club-wielding thugs can only improve things down here.
Lord Captain, we can shunt the exhaust from the plasma forge here. It will make things warm.
They were complaining about the cold.
It will make things very warm.
It'll make things very warm. Do not give these fucking weirdos guns. It's a recipe for disaster.
Consider it.
Gone too far, old man. They'll never let the maggots on the lower deck live without the enforcers breathing down their necks. They probably even insist on enforcers on the upper decks too. As for weapons, what do we need them for? Before the first day's out, well, someone's shooting their neighbor out of stupidity or drunkenness. We don't need that. If the enforcers stop harassing us, that'll be enough. In return, we'll find the scavengers who rob the cultist bodies and we'll talk to them, on one lower decker to another. If there are any more of those damned amulets about, we'll hand them over to the enforcers ourselves.
See, some of them seem smart.
Yeah!
They're not all irredeemable.
Old Nan's just retarded. You speak for yourself and your clan, and I'll speak for me and mine. I don't want empty gestures, I want real change. They'll promise us the world now, but as soon as the anointed one turns his back, these brutes will be on us even harder than before, all because we dared to speak out.
Thoughts, Abelard?
The story about going scavenging for boots and accidentally picking up a heretical amulet does not convince me. These people were moments away from rebelling and possibly becoming minions of the archenemy. We must not give them what they want. Even if they did acquire something innocently, purely out of their own stupidity, that does not mean they are not tainted with corruption.
I mean, acquiring it innocently kind of exactly means that.
I have heard tales of someone being chopped by weird blades, and then shortly afterward their minds turned to mush. Thankfully, we haven't seen any of that, right, Lord Captain? What begins as petty thievery can turn into a far graver problem. I have seen it before. In my second war, there was a sergeant in the Imperial Guard Regiment that was stationed nearby. That sergeant took an ordinary pocket knife from the body of a heretic, and his whole unit lost their lives for it. When they finally managed to break into the barracks, they found not a single survivor. Only the pocket knife, which had grown through all the rows of beds like a metal choking vine. So when it comes to scavengers, malcontent strikers, or whatever they'll turn into next, my verdict is simple: give them no quarter.
Master at Arms, where do you stand?
Give the rabble of Grox, and they will take an agri world, Lord Captain. They only understand brute force and will interpret any concession as a sign of weakness. Giving them weapons and recalling the enforcers would be folly. It would only be a matter of time before we had a full-scale mutiny on our hands.
You have failed to convince me of your trustworthiness.
Please do not.
Please do not.
Please.
Actively do not.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Spreading anarchy on this ship is the first step towards embracing chaos.
Point last guns and
Putting
fire.
weapons into untrained hands would be even worse. What's more, the enforcers are needed to maintain oversight and order. Withdraw those demands, and we'll consider the rest. Thanks, Arik. You've done a good job.
You're so welcome.
Rivet.
Yeah, I know, I just gotta fucking deal with the thanks, Arik. Huh? Wait. Oh. Old man, listen. Old man, listen. The Lord Captain himself has come down to us and is offering concessions. And I don't know, a single person, the entire... fucking do it. Do it.
Hey, don't do this.
Well, do what they're saying. So still do it.
You two are ganging up on me? Is that it? So brave you are against an old woman. But I'll shut up. I will indeed. I won't go against two clan leaders on my own. If you want to make peace with the enforcers, make your peace.
Can you just wipe out their clan and call it a day?
Hooray! We're all in agreement.
Then it's decided. Oh, you still say you failed to convince me?
Correct. You literally go, hey, I promise you this. And then everybody goes, fuck you.
Yeah, then it's decided. The persecution will stop, and I'll expect you to assist in locating any remaining amulets or weapons left by cultists.
I also wish to state that Abelard thinks that his enforcers grabbing the amulets won't do the exact same thing as these fucking rabble-rousers.
Yeah.
Your lordship,
Like,
thank
what?
you. You have not abandoned us lower deckers. You came yourself and settled everything. I will tell my grandchildren.
Cool.
What the fuck? Bullshit fucking logic
great.
is that?
Woo.
Oh, it did great. Yay. Let's end this dialogue.
Okay.
Go grab all the...
It's just everyone running different directions.
I am in the dark. Almost moved away.
Oh, I need to run over here and see the Steam thing first. Hey.
Turn that valve.
The sooner we start.
And now it's this valve over here.
What are you doing?
And then it's this valve here.
There's a little box in one of the vents that you need to turn all the valves to get.
Okay.
Then it's this valve here. I've
The
done it
box.
14 times.
It's right here.
Then it's this valve here.
Why is there
And then
a
it's...
box in the valves?
No idea.
It has grenades in it.
We haven't gotten any of those yet.
Well,
So
we
exciting.
do now. It also had some melted charges, but the grenades are much more important.
Hey, Eric.
Yeah, it depends.
Did you already grab the box?
I
Yeah.
have never seen this.
Why did you grab the box?
Why wouldn't I? What?
How did you grab the box? I thought the thing would have opened yet.
I did the puzzle! What do you mean?
These are the grenades that came from it. Force grenades. Did you take some of them and put them on your person?
I think somebody grabbed a crack grenade. I didn't. I grabbed a force grenade.
Go and look.
I got a crack on my playthrough.
I always keep my options open.
Arik has a crack grenade. I didn't do this. Oh.
Someone ran back to the entrance. You had to wait for me to slowly walk back. Oh, I see.
Yeah, I'm on the other end of the fucking map, so...
It's on the way. Look at them jerry cans.
I just teleported, so that was fine.
I have an urgent matter to discuss with the Lord Captain. Please give us a moment. Well, are you pleased with your investigation, Lord Captain? You kowtowed to the disloyal rabble, believed their lies, and showed them leniency. Next time the ship is attacked by cultists, the rabble will welcome them in with open arms and allow them to wreak whatever havoc they like, because I see you as a weak leader. Is that how you see your future at the helm of the Von Valancius Protectorate?
Let's talk about your role in all this instead. You allowed this revolt to happen. Your actions practically guaranteed it would.
I would have handled the situation myself had you not decided to intervene. Remember, Lord Captain Theodora, you think she ever set one slippered foot on the lower decks? No, she did not. Such matters were left to myself and the junior officers while she dedicated herself to her grand designs for the Protectorate, as any true strategist and rogue trader ought.
Maybe if Theodora had spent more time on trifling matters, she wouldn't have wound up dead. There's a new Lord Captain aboard this ship now, and I will not repeat her mistakes. You have selected that, and that stopped me from clicking the button. Why have you selected such a thing?
Chaos.
He picks chaos options all the time.
I would be willing to trust my son so as not to fill my head with such matters, but this should be spiral out of control. I'm still going with the first option.
I commend your decisiveness, but I am uncomfortable with introducing new protocols in the midst of a crisis.
Continue.
And I lost my temper, Lord Captain, and I believe I ought to explain myself.
Exposition!
Cool.
The prosperity of the Von Valancius Protectorate is not just an empty phrase to me. I left the Imperial Navy for the chance to see it flourish. It was the most momentous decision of my life, and I did it because I saw in Lord Captain Theodora's deeds the sign of true greatness. Rogue traders do not simply forge new routes and capture worlds, they create order out of anarchy. That creative impulse was entirely lacking during my time in the military. So I left behind everything I had known, everything my family had known. I come from a long line of officers, and I embarked upon this incredibly reckless venture. Lord Captain Theodora entrusted me with all the concerns she had no time for. She would go off on her flagship for long periods to distant frontiers on scouting voyages, and the advancement of the entire Protectorate rested on my shoulders. And then suddenly, everything that had been built over the years and years began to quake, rattling like a flimsy hanger on a seismically active world.
Wait.
Someone shoot that baby. One of the senior officers betrayed us all. The rogue trader was killed, and who knows what is happening on the planets. I tell you this honestly, without fear of appearing weak. All this has come as a grievous blow to me. I am not panicking or grieving because I cannot allow myself to panic or grieve. I am duty-bound to aid the new rogue trader, to aid you, to find your footing as quickly as possible, and to do that I must insulate you from the problems that in the past have been dealt with by tried and tested procedures set out on these ships' regulations. Procedures that were established long ago and have functioned smoothly for decades cannot simply be deemed excess to requirements.
I understand. But you need to learn how to respect me as your Lord Captain and Rogue Trader. Accept it, and start living in the new world. A world where Theodora is gone, and where you and I have new decisions to make.
Yes, Lord Captain. Your resolve is admirable, and demonstrates strong leadership. I shall remember this moment, should my old habits ever begin to creep back in. And now, please, let us leave the lower decks. If the rogue trader desires to stretch his legs, there are far more suitable places.
There we
We have
go.
a level up.
No,
Yes.
no.
You have a level up, so we all have a level up. Yes, we
I have a
do.
level up?
Yes.
I don't want to level up again.
Yeah, well, we
I
are.
haven't done anything yet.
You've
We've
talked.
done a lot, actually.
This episode has been 2 hours of just talking when I thought it was going to be like 10 minutes.
Welcome to CRPGs, bud. They're nothing but talking. They're storybooks, literally.
I thought we got
And
all of
living
that done.
We are heading
last
toward heavy
episode.
combat, in fairness.
Not on the fucking prison planet.
Prison Planet's only combat.
No.
Squeak, yes.
No.
Nothing to do here. Let's carry on.
Son of a bitch!
I can't level up, so I assumed you couldn't level up. I can't level up, so I assumed you couldn't level up.
Why not?
Don't make assumptions.
I mean, I couldn't level.
I
So-
could.
Let's scan this prison planet. That's not a sphere.
It's a planetoid.
No, it's a planetoid. I see.
Teddy
Is
Phidias.
it? This the prison place?
Yes.
Yeah. So just go here.
Yeah.
Next time. Dragon Ball. We'll finally get to something.
Oh.
Who is who and who is coming with us?
Pick your
Everybody's
one
here
NPC that you want to
except
bring with you.
Abelard. We want Abelard to be
Oh, wait,
split up with
Abelard.
Cassia, I believe.